Come out of the Spurs thing. You come out of the Spurs thing, come to me for one line, leading you back to the Manchester. The FA Cup final was first played in 1872. Wanderers beat the Royal Engineers by 1-0, watched by a crowd of 2,000. And the only pictorial record is an artist's drawing. Today, the 100th Cup final will be watched by 450 million people, as BBC Television provides the pictures for 66 countries in every corner of the world. Good morning from Wembley Stadium, the famous stage for a unique celebration today, as the oldest football competition in the world reaches its century. The playing of the 100th FA Cup final with two of England's most distinguished clubs, Manchester City from the north and Tottenham Hotspur from the south, the two survivors from the 478 that entered the FA Cup this season. It all began with only 15 clubs taking part in 1871. But it's grown into an occasion that's watched with respect and affection all over the world. And fittingly, the guest of honour this afternoon will be Her Majesty the Queen Mother. In the airship, circling high above the arena, the special BBC camera looks down on preparations for this 1981 final. On the empty stands that will be throbbing at kick-off time at 3 o'clock, with fans eager to see if the 22 players on that inviting emerald pitch can provide the sort of entertainment the centenary final deserves. What the Football Association chairman has called a festival of football. It just remains now for the weather to play its part. At the moment it's overcast, there are one or two ominous clouds around, but there's very little wind and it's quite warm. Well, now, away from the scenes of preparation here at Wembley, the teams are still in their hotels. Spurs at their hideaway in Hertfordshire, where they've been trying to follow the club's normal routine as closely as possible. Tottenham, of course, had a remarkable FA Cup record in the 60s, winning the trophy 3 times. Indeed, they've never lost in 5 FA Cup finals, and their last victory was against Chelsea in 1967.
Now Mullery, notice how quickly Tottenham take their free kicks. Robertson, a goal! Right on half-time. Robertson has scored. Mackay with a long one, no doubt. Robertson, Saul. Oh, goal! Wonderful goal by Saul! And Dave Mackay has the cup.
2-1 to Spurs, and no doubt in the Spurs hotel, the players and club staff are watching and enjoying Tottenham's last win in the FA Cup final. And they won't need reminding, their supporters don't expect them to be the first Tottenham team to lose an FA Cup final today. And by the way, not all the Spurs supporters are on 2 legs. Well, meanwhile, Manchester City players are sitting back at a favourite stopping place for FA Cup final teams, an enormous hotel in Surrey with its own golf course and plenty of space to relax. City have won the FA Cup 4 times, and their last appearance in the final was 12 years ago against Leicester City, with Neil Young scoring the goal that took the trophy back to Main Road.
And Summerby moved inside. It's Willett with him. Summerby back to Young. It's goal! Scored by Young. Made by Summerby. 23 minutes gone. Receiving the trophy from Her Royal Highness the Princess Anne. It's behind Her Royal Highness the Leicester City chairman, who must be proud of his team. Well done, Tony Brook.
City's last win in the final 12 years ago, and very shortly we'll be going inside the hotel to hear from the men who'll be on the pitch this afternoon. Well, I'll look at our build-up to the final this afternoon, and there's a lot to enjoy, and also something very special that you can join in. Sitting at home watching this 100th FA Cup final, you can phone us and request to see the highlights of any cup final since 1911 that you'd like to enjoy again. Perhaps something like this.
Albion piling the pressure on Everton now. This is Astle.
The number to ring is 01 if you're outside London. From London, you just drop the 01. 811 8055. 01 outside London, 811 8055. Our girls are ready and waiting for your calls. The lines are open now, and you'll stand a better chance of getting your request on the air if you've some personal story to tell as your reason for asking for highlights from that particular cup final. The number again, 01 from outside London, 811 8055. And your requests will be played from time to time between now and 2 o'clock. Ron Greenwood, the England manager, is also in the BBC Wembley studio today, and he'll present the award to the Young Player of the Year. At 12 o'clock, we'll be retracing this season's road to Wembley, which began for little clubs like Histon in Cambridgeshire last August.
Better feeling than Wednesday night.
Great victory today, well done, well done. We're on the cup trial.
Well, I'm afraid Histon's manager didn't make it, but John Bond of Manchester City and Keith Birkinshaw of Spurs have completed the road to Wembley. And the two cup final managers talk to us live from their hotels at about 12:15. The familiar music of Jim'll Fix It. And Jimmy Savile will be here at Wembley to make possible a few of your cup final dreams.
This is a special announcement. Would Mark Harper kindly collect the FA Centenary Cup final ball and deliver it to Wembley Stadium?
Our cup final edition of Jim'll Fix It will start at about 12:25. At 1:10, some of the most fascinating figures in football over the years are recalled as we look at the history of the two clubs in the final. And then at 1:40, there's the result of goal of the season.
And a little chip from McDermott, and what a lovely goal. Chivers! Oh, what a spectacular effort, it is there!
Oh, a lovely ball on by Shannon. Oh, Golak!
£300 to be won in premium bonds for the first postcard we find to coincide with the panel's first, second and third choices. And this salvo goes to the scorer of the goal of the season to be announced at about 20-2. Well, that competition will be judged by Jimmy Hill, Laurie McMenemy and Bob Wilson. And they'll also be playing major parts in our programme this afternoon, together with other members of the BBC football unit, such as Barry Davies, Tony Gabber and, of course, John Mutson, who will be the match commentator. Well, now, looking outside, it's very quiet indeed for a Wembley Cup final morning. Most of the early arrivals are Manchester City supporters, and very few seem to be looking for tickets. And if they are, black market prices are reported to be astronomical, with £150 being asked for standing space. On our way from Wembley, we're also covering racing from Lingfield today. The 1 o'clock recognises the big sporting occasion and is called the Cup Final Stakes. And there'll be a lot of interest in the 1:30, the Lingfield Derby Trial. Not so much because a likely classic winner is running today, but because the horses engaged will throw some light on Derby 4. The two we're showing from Lingfield are the 1 o'clock and the 1:30. But back now to the Cup Final and a chance to meet the teams as they relax in their hotels. First we go to Spurs at their Hertfordshire headquarters, and we had a special reason for going there last night. Because, of course, they are fielding today two overseas players for the first times, the two Argentinians, Villa and Ardiles. But Barry Davies first talked to the rest of the team.
Well, I don't think I've ever been with a more talented bunch, because members of this team speak Russian, a little bit of Serbo-Croat, certainly Spanish, not to mention London Irish and London Scottish. And, of course, they're also a very well-known male voice choir. Can I go first to Tony Galvin, who's the man who speaks Russian, Bachelor of Arts at Hull. Tony, why Russian?
I did Russian because it was the only thing I was ever good at school. And I fancied 3 years of doing nothing, so I went to university to do Russian.
You joined Tottenham? Well, I've spoken to one or two of the lads. They say they've never heard you speak Russian. I mean, if you win tomorrow, what about the supposedly footballer's famous expression? What does that sound like in Russian? I'm talking, of course, about over the moon.
Well, that will only be Nadlu Noi.
That's not bad, so he does actually speak some.
Impressed, huh?
Milja Alexic, standing alongside you. Milja, your father's Yugoslav, but do you actually speak any Serbo-Croat?
Slight Serbo-Croat. Only the rude ones. Only the rude ones, though. Only the rude ones. Only the rude words.
Yeah. Of course, for you, this is tremendous comeback, because people would have seen you being injured in last year's FA Cup. It must be a bit of a dream come true after all those problems.
Well, it's a big difference, you know. So I'm just pleased just to be involved.
Moving on to your right is Graham Roberts. Now, Graham, a year ago you were with Weymouth, and in fact you were for a time with Bournemouth when Kevin Reeves was there, weren't you?
Yes, long time ago that was. I used to clean his boots. I won't clean them tomorrow.
Over the course of the season, I mean, the Tottenham defence have taken a certain amount of stick. I mean, what's the reaction of the defence of the other lads?
Well, we've let in a lot of goals, so some of that criticism is quite fair. But the way we play, I feel we're all out attack anyway. I think Keith was quoted in the papers, winning 5 forward, suit in.
Would it suit
I won't
you?
go as far as that, no. But you know, we do play attacking minded, so we've got to let goals in really.
Well, let's move to the other end of the team. We've talked to the defenders, and we've got a combination here, Steve Archibald and Garth Crooks, who between them, if I've got the records right, 46 goals this season. What's been the secret? Because it's not a bad record, is it?
Well, I don't know. As already has been said, we're a very attack-minded team. They create a lot of chances, so if you're a half-decent chance taker, then you're bound to get a few goals.
I'll be honest, has it worked out even better than you imagined?
Yes, much better. Got to be honest. I didn't expect this much success, but I'm delighted.
You looked at Wembley, you know, to see what the atmosphere was like there. What was your sort of impression about the place?
Well, I was a bit let down. It's not really as good as Hampden. No, seriously. Really looking forward to it now. It's a really special place. I can't wait for it.
What about your feeling about it, Gar?
It's everything I expected and more. It's a marvellous place, and I can't wait to get out there and play tomorrow.
Now, I'm going to tell you a true story, though the rest of the lads won't believe it, but I was looking at a paper the other day at home, and my 10-year-old son looked at a picture of Pele and said, "Who's that, Garth Crooks?"
Don't tell him that.
Well, same colour.
Now, I asked one or two of the lads about Wembley. It seems to be a place that you rather enjoy.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to play twice there, and I've been lucky enough to score 2 goals. So
pretty ordinary goals too, aren't they, really?
Well, they either go in, you know, miles over the bar, or they go in. So fortunately for me, it worked out just right.
Coming to the skipper, Steve, you now have the record as having played more games for Tottenham than anybody else. Don't exactly look an old man, though, do you?
Well, there's 2 schools of thought. Some people say because I've been around so long that I shouldn't be playing anymore. But when we go abroad and I'm introduced as the captain of Tottenham Hotspur, people say, you know, I look too young. So
598, I think it's
the monkey feels as well.
Yeah. Well, let's now move to the Spanish connection and the lead singer in the choir. How are things at Tottenham, Ozzy?
Well, I pronounce Tottenham now. Oh, sorry. I pronounce Tottenham now, but for the record maker, they said I had said Tottenham, so I said Tottenham, but now I said Tottenham.
Yes, let's put the record right in both senses. Your families, the Ardiles family and the Villa family, have been listening to this interview in Argentina. Perhaps you can just sort of check, first of all, that they are, in fact, hearing us. Well, there they are. Well, I think you should say hello, at least.
¿Ellos nos están escuchando? Hola, mamá. De toda mi familia.
I don't recognize mine.
Ruiz. You know the doctor Ruiz. You remember him?
Ozzy, I'm told you've got your mother there, your cousin, your sister-in-law, and your nephew and your godchild. You must be able to recognize somebody. There's your godchild. I
Yes,
can
this
see
is my
him.
godchild, yes, of course.
Yes.
Hola mamá, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, muy bien.
Me estoy muy contento de verlos a todos ustedes ahí.
¿Nos ves bien?
Por supuesto, por supuesto. Y los veo a las nenitas de Noemí y a Bernardo, a María Esther, a todos. ¿Cómo están todos ustedes?
Bueno, muy bien. ¿Y vos cómo te preparás para el partido?
Muy bien, muy bien. Acá estamos concentrados en un hotel y estamos esperando el partido realmente. Estamos muy, muy contentos. ¿Y papá cómo está?
Aquí está, muy bien. ¿Querés hablar con él?
También, si me escucha, sí me gustaría saludarlo.
¿Cómo te va?
¿Qué hace, viejo? ¿Cómo andás?
¿Te pusiste algo en la rodilla ya?
Sí, no, realmente no tengo más problemas, ¿viste? Va realmente todo bien y estoy muy contento.
Vas a afeitar si le ganan al Manchester.
Sí, por supuesto, va a ser una alegría. Siempre la barba está para los grandes acontecimientos, así que me la pienso cortar también.
Bueno, yo quisiera saludar a mi mamá si es posible.
Mijo, ¿cómo está Lalito?
¿Cómo andas? ¿Andan bien todos?
Bien, mijo, muy bien. Papá te manda un beso grande y un abrazo. Lo mismo tuyo y mi Guillermo.
Bueno, mandale un abrazo grande a todos, un beso grande para todos.
Bueno, Lalito, mucha suerte.
Gracias, gracias.
Do I gather there was a nickname at the beginning of that? Did I get that
Yes, my mommy called me Lalito.
Lalito?
Yes.
Oh, that's a new one we've got.
Te puedo preguntar si en vez de, no la familia, sino el ambiente general, así la ciudad argentina en general.
No, es que lo que pasa es que como no se va a pasar por televisión, tal vez no se haya enterado mucha gente. De cualquier forma, todos los que te conocen te van a alentar, ¿no?
Well, I think it would be rather nice, and I'm sure they would like the opportunity. Would you like to ask them in Spanish if they will give an Argentine version of a good luck message to the whole Tottenham team and give us a good rousing wave?
Si nos pueden desear buena suerte en español, que acá en Inglaterra lo quieren escuchar a todos ustedes, por favor.
Good luck from Argentina. And in fact, the Argentinians are just one of 66 countries taking pictures this afternoon, and the families of Villa and Ardiles will no doubt be sitting back to enjoy it, and enjoy it more if the result is right from their point of view. And so, now to Manchester City at their hotel in the countryside in Surrey. And what a fairy tale they provide. Without a win until their new manager John Bond took over, and since then, it's all gone right. The City players have every reason to be pleased with themselves, and with them now, talking live from the hotel, is Tony Gubber.
And I think we give the boys in blue first points for looking very smart this morning and very relaxed indeed. Let's start with the captain in the middle, Paul Power, the good-looking one.
Yes. Yes.
Paul, being around the City team for the last 24 hours, it has not been possible to detect a fear of losing.
No, that's true. I think the setting is pretty good, you know. There's a lot of grounds, the lads have been out for a walk and everybody's stuck about together and a few games of snooker. There's plenty to do, so it's kept our minds alive.
I mean, is it fair to say that although obviously a defeat would be a disappointment, it wouldn't be a disaster for City, would it? Because you've achieved so much merely by getting to Wembley.
Yeah, true. I think at the beginning of the season nobody expected us to get to this stage, but having got here then it would be a bit of a shame if we didn't win the trophy. We'd fancy ourselves strongly. And having got to the semi-final of the League Cup already and missed out on that trophy, it'd be nice to bring one home to Manchester tomorrow.
It's almost been like Maplin's holiday camp around here for the last 24 hours. I'm almost tempted to say Heidi hi because nobody's been turned away. Any request for an interview or a photograph or an autograph, everybody's been welcome.
That's right, yeah. We're very cooperative, yeah.
Let's just turn to Joe Corrigan sitting alongside you. Joe, in a way, you're very much the veteran of the City team and you're... Thank you.
Very much.
Chef said yes. And in fact, your approach to the final even involved you going out on the lawns of the hotel this morning and not breaking with tradition and insisting on having your 1 hour's training stint.
Yeah, I do that every Saturday, you know, and it's a habit really, you know, I don't like missing it. And,
in fact, if you look up on the monitor, we'll show it you.
Joe.
Why do you do this, Joe?
I've no idea, I must be mad.
I mean, I watched you for 60 minutes out there. I think you'd be exhausted.
I was. It just gives you a feel of the, you know, the conditions you've got. It rained a little bit this morning, and the grass was a little bit slippy, so it gives you a good idea what the pitch at Wembley is going to be like. You know.
No risk of injury doing all that?
There is a risk, but you know, as long as you warm yourself up and you get the right feel of the ball, there's not really that.
All right, let's move on to the man sitting alongside you now, Popeye. I have to apologise to Bobby. I was put up to that, Bobby.
Yeah,
why do the lads call you Popeye?
Well, it all started with a write-up in one of the Sunday newspapers in Manchester one of the weekends. They saw that the caption said that sort of the Popeye-like figure comes storming into the box, and the lads picked it up from there, and it's, unfortunately for me, it's stuck because I don't like the name at all.
You're offended by it, eh?
Well, I'm not offended by it, but I just rather didn't call it me.
All right, we've done it once and we'll never do it again.
Okay.
Promise. Let's move on to the two lads standing behind him, Tommy Caton and Nicky Reid. Tommy on the left, Nicky Reid on the right, the two young central defenders. Starting with you, Tommy, although you're the youngest City player, you're only 18. In fact, you've got an advantage over some of the others because you've already played at Wembley, haven't you?
That's right. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago for the schoolboy team, England schoolboys. Played there twice. That's right, yeah.
In fact, you've got one unhappy memory of it, haven't you?
That's right. I managed to miss a penalty.
How come you were taking a penalty in the first place? Because you're a defender.
Well, the lad who was supposed to... the lad who was supposed to take the penalty at the time refused to take it, so no one else would take it, so I just...
And where did it go?
Keeper saved it.
You're not in line to take the penalties this afternoon, eh?
I don't think so, no.
All right, let's move on to Nicky Reid. Nicky, the very strict FA timetable that operates around the cup final, in fact, is going to give you a problem, isn't it? Because City are not allowed on the pitch till 2 o'clock.
That doesn't bother me at all.
Well, in fact, the lads assure me that, in fact, most matches you're normally sitting in the dressing room stripped and ready to play by about 1:30.
That's because I'm eager to get it over with, you know, all keyed up, ready to go.
But now you've got a choice this afternoon. Do you go out on the pitch and feel the turf, or
I'll
do you
have to go out on the pitch and sample the atmosphere, yeah.
Why do you get ready so early?
Just dying to get going.
Now, you've had the team talk from John Bond just about a quarter of an hour before you came down. Obviously an important afternoon for you two youngsters in the middle of the defence. Has he told you what he expects, what he wants you to do?
No, not really. Just to play the normal game as we do every other week. It's no different, just play the same as we normally play.
I mean, I've talked about the total relaxation of the City squad, and as you're two of the youngsters, I mean, you don't feel nervous?
No.
All right, don't go to sleep on us. Let's move on then to the next man, Ray Ranson. Fairly got a disappointment for you, Ray. Have you seen the official programme?
Spelled my name wrong.
They have.
It's not a shock. It usually happens.
Does it?
Yeah. If I get Ranson, Rawson, millions of different spellings.
Shall we get it absolutely right? It's R-A-N-S-O-N, is it?
Yeah, that's correct.
They've put S-O-M, M for
They've got it right inside it in the little picture, but on the team it's wrong.
Actually, when you're an old man in a few years, and you're telling the grandchildren that you played at Wembley, you'll have trouble convincing them, won't you? Because that's not you, you spelt the name wrong.
I'll show them the inside.
Just mention the two lads standing at the back there, Phil Boyer and Dennis Stewart, of course, two of the squad who aren't actually playing or in the subs this afternoon. Also at the back there, we'll see in a minute, is Tommy Booth. But let's move on to the next two in the line. Tottenham have got their two Argentinians, and City have got Jock and Super Jock. Jerry Gow and Tommy Hutchison.
Little Jock and Big Jock.
Let's start with you, Jerry. I'm told you've had a breakfast of raw steak and 6-inch nails. That was Paul Barry.
There's a few that's going about, yeah. You've been telling a few people.
Yeah, when I say that.
No, I didn't manage to get up for breakfast. I was having such a good sleep that, well, I slept in for the breakfast.
You had a cigarette instead.
I had a cigarette.
Everybody said that the two Dutchmen were going to be important for Ipswich in the semi-final. You kept them quiet. Do you see your job this afternoon as being similar?
We've got to do the same, yeah. We've got to stop the three lads in the middle playing. They looked a bit nervous, actually, on telly. I hope they're like that this afternoon.
You don't feel nervous at all?
Not at the moment, no.
Have you ever been to Wembley?
No, never.
In fact, have you ever... What's the furthest you've been in the FA Cup? I know the answer,
Good
sorry.
No, we got into the 5th round once, but that was just once. The rest was the 3rd round. We've got to buy into the 5th round.
Well, I know the other Scotsman alongside you, Tommy Hutchison, has in fact played at Wembley, but he might not thank me for reminding him.
No, we got beat 5-1.
You were playing for Scotland in an international against... You came on a sub, did you?
I came on a sub for Ted McDougall, and it was 3-1 at the time, and we finally got beat
5 in the end. So obviously you had a big influence.
Yeah, well, I came on and gave one of the goals away. So.
Did you? Oh dear. People have been talking about the Tottenham ball players enjoying the wide open spaces of Wembley, but of course it might well suit you this afternoon.
Yeah, especially when the league being so big. I'm looking forward to playing now, especially a full game.
Let's just introduce the rest of the City players. Dave Bennett, who's recovered from injury, definitely plays.
Yeah, hope so anyway.
Tony Henry on the end, who has the unhappy job of picking up the number 12 cert, but no doubt you'll be happy enough just to be on the bench.
That's right, yeah.
Wears the shirt as well.
And down to the front, finally, Steve McKenzie and Kevin Reeves, who've both scored against Tottenham this season in the league, 3-1 in October when you beat them. Can you score again this afternoon?
We'll be trying our hardest. Yeah.
Kevin?
Yes, yeah.
Super, thanks very much, gentlemen. As I said, very relaxed, and the best of luck for this afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much.
We'll be seeing the teams before they leave their hotels once more, and we'll also be talking to the two Cup final managers, Keith Birkinshaw of Spurs and John Bond of Manchester City. Well, now we come to something quite new in our programme, and that is Dial a Cup Final Highlight. At the start of the programme, we invited you at home to dial a Cup Final highlight, and we've got action going back to 1911. It's all computerised on tape. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. And the girls are waiting in the studio to receive your calls. I gather a few have been on already. And just a reminder now of the telephone number to ring. 01 if you're outside London, otherwise drop the prefix. 811 8055. 01 outside London, 811 8055. And if you've got some personal story to tell about your experiences in relation to that particular cup final that you want to watch, well, so much the better. You've got a better chance of getting on the air. And I've just heard on the headphone we've got our first caller in, and that is, I think, Ivan Rutledge. Ivan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
That's marvellous. Where are you talking from?
I'm from Harrogate.
I will just turn the sound up and I can hear you better.
Right.
Now you are coming through loud and clear. And which cup final do you want to see?
The 1972 one. Leeds and Arsenal.
Leeds, Arsenal. OK, well, we'll spin through now. We've got all these cup finals on tape. They're linked to a computer, and the boys reckon they can find it in about a minute and a half, no matter what it is. In the meantime, have you got a special reason for asking for that?
Well, my son Martin, he is a Leeds supporter, and I'm an Arsenal supporter. He is now nearly 14. At that particular time, I was in Berlin in the army, so I didn't get to see it. We listened to it on the radio, and it would be nice to see some pieces from it.
Have you seen anything from it in the meantime?
Maybe just the odd one or two bits now and again.
And what did your son enjoy best about it then?
Leeds winning, of course.
Where is your son at this moment? Is he with you there?
He's sitting next to me, yes.
Yeah, and how far from the television set are you?
About 2 feet.
So you've got no problems getting back to watch, obviously?
Oh, no.
Can you remember your reaction as an Arsenal supporter when City in Germany, Leeds scored?
Yes, rather dejected at the time.
I'll bet you were, too.
With him pulling faces and shouting Leeds United, you know.
Still, over the years, you've had some amusement from Arsenal, haven't you, in FA Cup finals in the 70s?
Certainly. Yes, I was at Wembley last year.
Well, you may see, actually, that the boys have met their promise of finding that in less than 90 seconds. So you can now sit back and enjoy that cup final of 1972, Leeds United versus Arsenal.
Thank you very much.
George, beaten by Charlton. Now Madeley. Number 7, Lorimer. Vic Jones out on the right. Number 9. Trying to take on McNabb on the outside. He's round the back. Clock. 1-0. McNabb committed, Jones strong enough to recover, and just thoughts the way Clark tears under that. An example of the Leeds 1-2. And so, at last, Leeds have got what they've deserved, a major trophy.
Well, I hope Mr. Rutledge's son enjoyed that. We enjoyed actually working that out because the system actually worked. We were a bit doubtful about it. So Leeds versus Arsenal, the first request. And now we got someone else on the line, and I think it's Paul Lambert. Is that right? Hello, Paul.
Hello?
Ah, Paul, well done. How old are you?
13.
Right, let's establish what you want to see first.
I want to see the 1946 FA Cup final between Derby County and Charlton.
What an astonishing request for a 13-year-old.
Well, it's the only time Derby County have won the cup.
And you're a Derby supporter, are you?
Yes.
Where are you talking from?
Sittingbourne in Kent.
Of course, it was a high-scoring final, wasn't it?
Yes, 4-1.
Ah, and what have you heard about it, then, from all these long-living Derby supporters who can remember all that.
Well, there was supposed to be a curse on the baseball ground by the Gypsies, and the Derby County captain at the time went across to the Gypsies and asked for the curse to be lifted. That's why Derby County won the cup.
Well, that's a fascinating story. You may be able to see there the tape running through. They still haven't found it. Who was the Derby County captain at the time, Paul? Do you know?
No idea.
You've not a clue. Actually, I haven't either, I must say that. I think there was no own goal in this as well, so, I mean, the curse didn't work at all, did it?
No.
The luck went with Derby in that one.
Yes, it did.
Can you see the present Derby County side reaching the final in the near future?
Well, maybe in 2 or 3 years' time.
How often do you go to Derby?
I've never been.
Ah, you've never seen them play at all?
I've seen them play at Loftus Road and at Upton Park before.
Yeah. How come you don't go and support them then?
Well, it's a long way up from Kent.
Yeah, you're not that keen then?
Well, I'm that keen, yes.
Well, you've given our boys there on the videotape machine a real tester there, Paul. We're enjoying watching them spooling through there because they're having real problems finding it. Derby County in those days had players like Peter Doherty playing. And you ever heard of a chap called Jack Stamps?
Yes, I think so.
Anyway, the tape's come to a grinding halt, and you'll be able to see Jack Stamps score a couple of goals in this. So, for you, Paul, Derby County 4, Charlton Athletic 1 in the 1946 final.
The real battle of the game didn't start till the second half. There was no score at the turnaround, but after that, things really began to hum. With a hatful of missed chances behind them, Derby got down to a win-or-bust drive, and watching them do it was Princess Elizabeth. Here comes goal number 1. Dally Duncan miskicks, and Charlton's Bert Turner kicks through his own goal. A stroke of luck for Derby. It sent the crowd goal crazy. With a 1-0 lead, the Derby White Shirts piled on the pressure. But within a minute, Charlton hit back, and Bert Turner wiped off his slip-up with a free-kick equaliser. This time, a Derby player knocked the ball into his own net. 1-1 and 5 minutes to go. And are the customers glad they got a ticket? End of time, and it's 1-1. And there's 30 minutes extra play, and Derby gets away to an all-out left-to-right assault on the Charlton goal. The King and Queen and the Earl of Athlone watch a great cup final. And here's Derby's second, a picture goal by red-headed inside left Peter Doherty. Once in front, these boys take some stopping, and they're putting out the flags in Derby already. With a 2-1 lead, it's a new kind of Derby day. And here's another. Centre-forward Stamp nets Derby's number 3. And does it get applause? For the second half of extra time, Charlton defend the left-hand goal. And it's in again, with goalie Sam Bartram beaten after a grand dive. And every Derby hat goes into the air for a 4-1 victory. Beaten in 3 cup finals, Derby County knots their first win, and skipper Jack Nicholas gets a royal handshake and the coveted silver trophy.
So Jack Nicholas was the missing captain there, 13 years old Paul there, asking for that 1946 Cup final. And what an astonishing coincidence that was, because the guest of honour today at Wembley and the presenter of the FA Cup trophy in this centenary final will be Her Majesty the Queen Mother. But now for the presentation to the Young Player of the Year, awarded by Robinson's Barley Water. And here to make the presentation is the England manager, Ron Greenwood. And the Young Player of the Year is Aston Villa's Gary Shaw, who's been such a valuable member of Aston Villa's championship team and has been so effective in the attack alongside Peter With. Bob Wilson looks at Gary Shaw in action.
Nice back heel, put Shaw in, and he puts it away.
Only 4 years ago, Gary Shaw was supporting Aston Villa from the terraces. But now, after just 2 seasons in senior football, his goal-scoring touch has become a major factor in Villa's success. Top goal scorer at Villa Park last year with 12 goals, he's since added another 20 during Villa's first championship triumph in 71 years. Many of them outstanding for the instinct and agility shown by the youngster.
And suddenly, and finally Shaw puts it in.
That goal in the local derby against Birmingham in December had a mixture of Jimmy Greaves' instinct and Dennis Law's agility about it. And as Villa stepped up their challenge for the title in the new year, it came as no surprise to hear that Gary Shaw had been voted the PFA's Young Player of the Year. But Gary's ability isn't restricted to simply scoring. A superb turn and instant pass in the important away match at Everton in February led to Tony Morley's equally marvellous run and finish. And within the same game, there was a very good example of the understanding he has with his experienced striking partner, Peter With. Already at just 20 years of age, Gary has achieved a great deal, and now it will be interesting to see if he can maintain his progress and perhaps even start to press his claim for a place in the full England squad. But whatever the future holds for the only locally born player in the current Villa side, we applaud the refreshing style of play and quiet, unaffected personality which has helped Gary Shaw become the outstanding young player of the 1980-81 season.
Evans gets up, there's With. Here's Evans, couldn't Shaw! Gary Shaw!
Gary Shaw, the Young Player of the Year. And here to present the trophy is England's manager, Ron Greenwood.
Gary, a wonderful year for you. PFA Player of the Year. Robinson's Barley Water, Young Player of the Year. And I think following Gordon Cowns last year, who had the same trophy, it gives me pleasure on behalf of Robinson's to present this cup to you, which has got your name inscribed on the plinth, and a nice case for you to enter into the business world. And I'm sure in the near future we'll be seeing you wearing that little shirt with all the lines on. Certainly you'll be in with the under-21s in Hungary and Switzerland anyway.
Oh, that's a nice one, Ron. Actually, good news there to hear that Ron's got you in mind for the senior side, Gary.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, it's very nice to hear indeed, yeah.
Some more good news, a £6,000 car to go with that.
I know, that's a bit of a problem, because thinking back 12 months ago, I don't think I had a car at the time, and now I've got two, but it's a very nice luxury to have, yeah.
You have got your driving licence, though, of course?
Yeah, that's clean as well, yeah.
Just one quick line, Gary, to look back on a season in which you won the First Division Championship medal at the age of 20.
Yeah, well, it's tremendous. For me, just being a Villa supporter as well, I think I've just, by playing for Villa, it's fulfilled the lifetime ambition. No, it's been a tremendous season for me.
Well done. We've enjoyed watching you, I must say that. And Ron Greenwood clearly has been taking a note. But Gary's not in your party for the Brazil match on Tuesday night. Ron, I think you mentioned he was with the young England side. But have you got any chance at all on Tuesday of picking the side that you'd like to pick?
No, I would have liked Gary to be involved, actually, but in all fairness, Ron Saunders will tell you that he's had a very exacting season, and so it's much better to introduce him gradually into the senior side. Related to the other players available, I had a phone call from Cologne this morning. Tony Woodcock's not available, and that, of course, now includes all the Southampton players and Ipswich players, and the Liverpool players are going to be available, but one has a doubt whether one would trust them to play because of the fact of injuries for the league.
So this morning's phone call means Tony's
not available for Tuesday night, so that leaves us, that's about 7 actually. In actual fact, it's rather coincidental. We had 4 captains this year who've represented England, and not one of them's available for this game.
Well, who'd be an international manager?
Well, it's all part of the job, and I'm sure the lads that go out there and wear the white shirts will do their stuff.
Well, I hope it goes well for you, Ron, and congratulations once more, Gary.
Thanks very much indeed.
Enjoy the car as well, and enjoy the tour.
Will do.
Thank you. Well, now let's move outside and have a look at what's going on around the Wembley Arena, and the crowd's beginning to arrive. Earlier, just Manchester City supporters outside. Of course, when a London club is in the final, well, by tradition, they seem to arrive very late indeed, but of course they've not got so far to come. And I must say the City supporters who were outside earlier this morning, well, they've travelled down a long way. Some had stayed overnight, but most of them had got tickets. Very, very few people looking for black market tickets. Well, for so many clubs, it all began last August when the real minnows start out on the road to Wembley, a road which they tread with hope and good humour, but very little chance of arriving at the Wembley gates.
Now, everybody, it's the cup, right? One bite of the cherry, a good run in the cup to a club like this can mean all the difference between having a really good year and having an indifferent year.
The FA Cup is born of small beginnings, and that is its true beauty. Players from 476 clubs can watch today's final knowing that they too have played a part, even if their exploits, for some dating back to August, were known only to a few.
Enjoying this? We've made some good saves. Be better if we 1-0 up, wouldn't it?
Give him
Better feeling than Wednesday night. Great victory today, well done, well done. We're on the cup trial.
For Histon, it didn't lead very far, and further along its course, more famous non-league clubs like Wycombe, Yeovil, Blythe and Harlow found that it was not to be their year. Altrincham fell at Anfield, but Enfield captured the limelight with a 3-0 win over Port Vale in a third-round replay.
We'll go to Barnsley with a very good chance, I think, and we'll certainly do our best. And we're now in the fourth round of the FA Cup. We've gone further than the Arsenal, after all.
Arsenal had been in the last 3 finals, but now they went out in bizarre fashion at Everton, whose first goal was given them by Arsenal's Kenny Sansom. The holders West Ham went at the first hurdle too, Dixie McNeil deciding a second replay at Wrexham. London's third big club, Spurs, started in defensive style at Queen's Park Rangers, but a growing partnership showed the way in a 3-0 win in the replay.
And Archibald and Crooks!
A feature of the early rounds with the Giants was how they kept meeting. In the third round, Ipswich were drawn at home to Aston Villa.
Well, you can feel the tension, but you can see the quality of football. Again, the wind helped a bit then. There's Brazil. There's Maynard! Well deserved on the balance of play.
One of the goals of the season. We didn't know then how important that result was and how differently things would work out for the 2 managers involved. The clash of the fourth round was the meeting of Brian Clough's Nottingham Forest and Dave Sexton's Manchester United.
Bailey in trouble, and it's gone in, and Francis gets the credit.
Malcolm Addison was twice a loser at Manchester City. His job went in October. As boss of Crystal Palace, he lost to John Bond, his successor, in January, leaving Bond to face his son Kevin in round 4. Bond Senior's new club, Manchester City, against his old one, Norwich City.
Gow. Reeves gathers in space, but he hits it inside. Magnificent goal by Kevin Reeves. Oh, a magnificent goal again by Manchester City. Mislaid for Mackenzie. Reeves on for Bennett. It's a chase. 1 against 1. The Norwich players arriving. Can he finish? 4-0. Baker comes and then hesitates. It's 5-0. Power curls it in. McDonald. 6-0.
John Bond was over the wall, in a rush to console his son. Kevin had his own theory of the incident.
Yes, I think he fell off his wallet.
At Tottenham that afternoon, 2 goals in the last 7 minutes ended the resistance of 3rd Division Hull. Crooks and Archibald were still flourishing. 4 days later, the same ground offered no luck to Enfield. Steve Oliver hit the bar, and then in the second half, Keith Barrett was denied by a post. And before a crowd of over 35,000, the run of the last non-league club ended at the hands of Barnsley, for whom Trevor Aylott, once of Chelsea, scored 2 of the 3 goals. The Giant Killers' mantle went west, to Exeter of the 3rd Division. They'd already beaten Leicester, and now in the 5th round replay, Newcastle were the once mighty to fall.
Walker to Carr. Oh, he's over the line. A goal, I think. A goal. And the man who took the corner. Hatch will claim it. Lee Roberts is doing the dummy. Pearson, 2. There's a Newcastle defender cross-right in the penalty area, and he's put them all onside. And here's Hatch. And number 3 is, and it's gone in. Kello back to Sparrow. Martin Rogers. Well, he came from nowhere. 4-0.
The crowd flooded another St James's Park, and not the only coincidence of the Exeter story.
We've killed the Magpies off tonight. We've already beaten the Lions in the Den, so, you know, I don't see why we can't take the Cockerels.
The Cockerels of Tottenham were ready and waiting in round 6. The generosity of Coventry City the previous Saturday, hoping to fan the flames of Argentine desire.
Ardiles away from Gillespie. Archibald intercepted again by Gillespie, and now Ardiles has got a great chance, and he scored. A terrible mistake by Dyson. Hoddle's flick. Lacey. Archibald! Archibald, it's a bit tight in there. Here's Perryman. Hoddle to his right. Houghton is well forward. It's Chris Houghton. It's there!
At that time, Exeter's Tony Kello was the top scorer on the English scene. And up with the posh of Peterborough, Robbie Cook led the way in the 4th Division. But sadly for him, not quite in round 5 of the Cup against Manchester City.
Throw to Robson. Booth across. Oh, Robson has done so well. And here's Cook. Kellogg, Gin in the middle. So is Cook. The score is still 0-0. As Waff palms it down, it's blocked. And finally, it's turned in by Tommy Booth.
At Everton's Goodison Park in round 6, Manchester City were 2-1 down and so nearly out.
Carrying downwind, awkward, and it ran for City there. Oh, MacDonald didn't see Varane! Must be the simplest chance of the season. Manchester City now gambling almost recklessly. They've really got to throw players forward, and they're doing just that. McKenzie to Reeves, on to Power. He's done it! Paul Power, the City captain, and what a celebration.
And having saved his side, the skipper was destined to chart their course to Wembley. Though in the replay at Main Road, the first hero was Bobby MacDonald, whose shot through a crowd broke the deadlock in the 66th minute. Two minutes later, MacDonald scored a second, and it was all over. But Power, whose runs were becoming synonymous with his name, had his reward in a 3-1 victory. And there would be more to come. Steve Perryman, Tottenham's captain, still hadn't taken his side out of London. But for an hour, Exeter looked quite capable of changing all that. But defenders found a way through. First, Graham Roberts, their find from non-league Weymouth. And then, with Glenn Hoddle, again the provider, local boy Paul Miller. The last giant killer was gone. On semi-final day at Villa Park, hopes of a treble of UEFA Cup, League and FA Cup were held by Ipswich Town. And against Manchester City, they recalled an old favourite.
Beattie's coming in, up the line, by Tommy Hutchison. Well, Beattie keeps coming in from these deep positions, and he just isn't getting any luck at all.
With 3 minutes of normal time left, the point was cruelly underlined. An awkward fall, and to a career catalogue of injury was added a broken arm. And in the 100th minute, Paul Power opened City's door to the 100th final.
And Manchester City with Power and McKenzie on the ball here this time. Power. Oh, I say, what a goal!
With the other semi-final drawn, there was time to consider whom he'd like to meet there.
I'd like to play Tottenham. I don't think that we'd beat Tottenham as easily as we may beat Wolves. I think we'd fancy our chances against Wolves more, but I think as a spectacle the game would be much better if there were players with the skill factors of Ardiles and Hoddle and the like, you know, and that would be a tremendous game for everybody to watch.
The meeting of Spurs and Wolves at Hillsborough produced a semi-final to be long remembered. It seemed that Hoddle's brilliant goal had won the game for Spurs at 2-1. But with seconds remaining, modern gamesmanship led the referee to cast him in the role of villain. A trip, said Clive Thomas, and a penalty. Willie Carr kept his composure to take the tie into extra time and on to a replay. But the Sunday papers revealed the true story. Kenny Hibbert had fooled the referee by diving. Thomas took the blame with the Spurs supporters. But who really was the cheat? Wolves went into the replay at Highbury without the injured Andy Gray, and this time there was to be no reprieve.
Ardiles. Hoddle in the centre-forward position here. The others are to his left at the moment, apart from Perryman. Here comes Crooks. There's Crooks! It's there! Garth Crooks for Spurs! There's Glenn Hoddle. Oh, Crooks is going through here. Oh, he's outpaced them. Crooks is there. Oh, yes! Number 2 for Crooks. Number 2 for Tottenham. And a magnificent ball by Glenn Hoddle. Here's Villa. Villa shot. Oh! 3-0. And Ricky Villa produces another marvellous moment for Spurs.
Leaving Manchester City's manager John Bond to reflect on a prediction that he made in February.
Well, I think somehow I just feel that maybe Tottenham's year to get to Wembley. I really do feel that. I made a comment not so long ago that I wouldn't mind seeing Tottenham win the First Division Championship. I think they're a first-class football club, and on the day I think they're capable of beating anybody.
How remarkable that is. John Bond said that as long ago as last February, and today he lines up with his side against Spurs. And John is waiting for us now live in the hotel. John, looking back on that, you've got forward vision to some tune, hadn't you?
What a shrewd statement that was, wasn't it, David?
You're some judge, aren't you?
Thanks very much.
Sleep well?
Yeah, not bad. I didn't have all that much sleep. We got in a bit late, but yeah, I'm all right. Looking forward to it.
Enjoying the build-up?
Yeah, lovely, isn't it? Marvellous. Every minute of it.
Now tell me, John, you played here with West Ham, what, 64 was it?
That's right, David.
And got a Cup Winners' Medal.
Yes.
But what's the big difference about being in the Cup final now as a manager as opposed to a player?
Well, I think the big difference is that as a player you only had to look after yourself. You had to get your own house in order that day, and providing you did that, you was all right. I think now as a manager that you're in charge of the whole thing. You're in charge of everything, and you've got the team and everybody to look after, the whole football club, all the supporters, and I think it's a much bigger occasion. Bobby Robson was telling me on Friday night or Thursday night at the Sports Writers. He said, you wonder what will hit you when you walk out there, he said, in front of all those people. He said, that's a magnificent occasion.
I'll tell you what, John, I keep looking at you and now recalling a conversation we had on Grandstand after your first match as Manchester City's manager. You were totally depressed. You'd lost, the side had gone 12 games without a win, and you couldn't see much hope at that stage, could you?
No, that's right. But it just shows you. I mean, if somebody had told me I'd been sitting here talking to you, David, and going to Wembley this afternoon, I would have said they were idiots. They didn't know what they were talking about. I mean, there was absolutely no way could we do it. The best we could have hoped for, really, was to have remained in the First Division.
Now, a lot's been talked about this being a festival of football, looking forward to an attractive match today. Is that really possible for players to release themselves in that way?
Well, the players obviously will play a very important part in terms of if the pressure gets to them too much and they freeze a little bit, then it causes them problems. The reason, David, I think that he's got every chance of being a very good final is that invariably you get the Liverpools and the top teams at Wembley, or one of them top teams, and the other team tends to have to think a little bit more about the game and wonder whether they're going to win because of the other team is basically better. I think both Tottenham and Manchester City today believe that they can beat one another, and I think that's every chance because of that it's going to be an outstanding final. I really think that it may be one of the best games we've seen for an awful long while.
Well, thank you, John. I know you're leaving now on the way to Wembley, and we'll see you in an hour or so on the pitch, no doubt, and talk to you then. Thanks very much indeed. And we move from John Bond now to the other manager, Keith Birkinshaw, who must have been listening with interest. Keith, how did you sleep?
Fine. I went home, actually, from the hotel last night. It's only about 7 miles down the road. So I did what I would normally do before a home match and slept in my own bed.
Oh, that's astonishing, actually, for a cup final manager to leave his charges.
Well, we've got 2 or 3 more staff here, and I knew that the lads were already upstairs and in the bedroom, so there was no problems.
Keith, looking back on your record, you had a hard start to life. I mean, you started work in the pit originally, didn't you? And then that was followed by a playing career and becoming manager of Workington, which can't have been easy. How much did your early life, the pit work and then being manager of clubs like Workington, affect your present attitude?
Well, I think even though I worked down the pits for only a couple of years, it showed me just what it was like underground and how hard people have got to work to earn a living. And I was sure then that I'd got to get out and I'd got to play this game that I love and get away from all that. I was fortunate that I went to Liverpool when I was 18, and of course that started me off in football life in a great way. But then I think I've been fortunate. Lots of people might have said I've been unfortunate, but I think that I've been fortunate in so much that I went to a small club, Workington, and we had a fair side in those days in the 3rd Division. But it learnt me the hard facts of football life. I often tell the tale of when I was player manager there, the first player that I signed on was a boy from Scotland, and he cost me £300. And it took all of 3 months for the club to pay that back, and we got to transfer a player before we could do it.
I'll tell you what, Keith, it's a long way, isn't it, from those days at Workington, £300 transfer fees, to signing Argentinian World Cup players like Ardiles and Villa, and all that money paid for Crooks and Archibald, which has been effectively spent, I must say.
Well, the economics of the thing are the same, aren't they? You can either afford to do these things or you can't afford to do them. At Tottenham, fortunately, I feel that we've been able to afford to do it. Other clubs sometimes do it when really they shouldn't be spending quite so much.
Keith, there's just a final question I'd like to ask you, because I know you're a bit pressed to get on that bus, aren't you? They've talked about a festival of football here at Wembley, and to some extent you've contributed to that by saying you want Spurs to come out and attack and play with real style. Can I ask you the question I asked John Bond? Do you think it's possible to release players from tension and to come out and do that?
Well, all I know is that from our side, we'll not be thinking too much about Manchester City. We are concentrating on playing the game the way we want to play it. There's only one obstacle, and that is that the players mentally don't allow themselves to do this. But I think that we've got enough experience in the side for them to go out there and play with freedom. If at the end of the day we've played well, then I think that in some way I'm going to be satisfied, whatever the result.
OK, well, look forward to seeing you here at Wembley, Keith. Have a good trip in and enjoy the afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Keith. The 2 cup final managers. Incidentally, if you're waiting for the news headlines, they will be given at about 1 o'clock. In the meantime, back to Dial a Cup final. We've got another viewer on the line asking for highlights from a particular cup final, and I think it's Nobby Clark.
Hello?
Hello, Nobby Clark, yes.
Hello, David.
First of all, let's establish what you want to see.
The 1952 Cup final, it was between Newcastle and Arsenal, and it was George Robleau scored the goal. I think it was round about the 80th minute, something like that. It was the first cup final I ever went to. I was a little boy in short trousers, and I was sitting on the barrier for most of the game, and as Newcastle attacked, the crowd behind surged forward, and I got knocked off the barrier, and I missed the goal, and I've never been able to see it since.
OK, well, you'll be able to see it in just a moment, but we'll just leave you for a moment, Nobby. In fact, if you turn to your television set, you can see the Manchester City team on the way from Selsdon Park, their hotel. Big Joe Corrigan getting in, followed by Jerry Gow, then Tommy Hutchison, Tommy Booth, who's the last member of the squad that played in the '69 Cup final team, Bobby MacDonald, Paul Power, and then the coaching staff, John Sainty and John Benson following through. All right, Nobby, we can come back from Manchester City. You're leaving the hotel on the way to Wembley. It's an interesting story about that. I suppose you have seen the incidents in that cup final since.
No, the only incident I've seen since is when Willie Barnes unfortunately got injured and had to leave the field. And that's all that I've seen of it since, so that's why I'd like to see the goal scored.
Yeah, the late Wally Barnes, who of course joined us at the BBC afterwards.
That's correct, yes.
OK, Nobby, well, sit back and enjoy it because it's on the way now.
Thank you very much.
Arsenal versus Newcastle United in 1952.
For the Prime Minister, who came onto the field to meet the teams, this occasion was a novel experience. And that must be a rare pleasure for such an experienced man as Winston Churchill. The two Joes met for the toss-up, Mercer and Harvey. Mercer won it for Arsenal. Jackie Milburn kicked off for Newcastle, and 100,000 voices got going as well as the players. It was while Newcastle were putting on the pressure that any luck Arsenal had left over was lost. Wally Barnes was injured. This brought Tom Whittaker, Arsenal's manager, into the picture. First aid for Wally's knee, but in vain. After half an hour of the match, he was out of it. Newcastle continued to drive ahead against the Gunners' team of 10 men, and soon George Swindon was being put through it. Mitchell, Newcastle's left winger, came dribbling in, beating one man after another and looked a certain scorer. But no, he lost his chance. Still, soon afterwards, he sent it to George Robledo, who headed the goal of the match. Mr. Churchill was there to present the cup, and he presented it.
Nobby Clark's special request, the 1952 final with Newcastle beating Arsenal by 1-0, scored by Robledo. Well, now we move on to something very different, a very special edition, FA Cup edition of Jim'll Fix It. And just about the only thing Jimmy hasn't been able to fix is the result.
Down. If you want to be a medical man, or if you're a windsurfing fan, Jim'll fix it. Jim'll fix it. Jim'll fix it.
And a very good day today, ladies and gentlemen. Jim'll Fix It, live from Wembley. We must start by thanking the Grandstand team for allowing us to be here on a very, very thrilling day, and also giving such a super time to some super young guys we're going to bring on. The punters haven't come in yet, but it's very exciting for us, especially somebody like me that hasn't really seen anything like this before. So what we'll do, we will start off and see who we've made happy. Now, a letter from Leighton, London in East End. Dear Jimmy Savile, please could you fix it for me to visit the Tottenham Hotspur team? I have been a fan for 2 years and I like them. I am 8.5 years old and my birthday is in June. Yours sincerely, Hitesh Gadjar. Well, you might have seen a picture of Hitesh in the paper training with his favourite team, just like this. Amazing, amazing.
Keep working at it, Baz.
Well done. Oh, well done. Do one of them Saturday, couldn't we? Trying to get my shirt down. Hit it hard. Go away. Well done.
Good.
Hey, this is it. Sign him on, Keith. Did you enjoy the training? Good.
Hello there, Itash. How are you? All right? Good. Have you enjoyed the day?
Yes.
Been very good for you?
Yes.
Good. And are you going to go to the cup final?
Yes.
You are? Oh, you're a very lucky boy. I've had trouble getting tickets myself. How many have you got?
One.
Oh, just one. Well, that's not too bad, is it? Do you play football a lot?
Yes, sometimes.
Do you play for your school?
No.
Oh, no. You're not good enough yet?
No.
Would you like to be a footballer?
Sort of.
Sort of. Tell me who's your favourite player. Now, be careful what you say. Be careful what you say. Oh, he's a good player, isn't he?
What do you think of our training? Good? Did you enjoy smashing him in that goal?
Keep that head up, Itash. Come on, come on. That's good. Well done, son.
Oh, one more thing, Jim. Could you do us a favour and try and fix it for us on Saturday?
Hey, hey, training with your favourite team, and they gave you this tracksuit, did they?
Yeah.
Hey, you've got to speak louder than that because I can't hear you. You've got a very pale pink voice, and if you're going to cheer them, you're going to be real. I'll tell you what, just imagine you're cheering them now and give us a nice loud hurrah. Go on.
Hurrah!
Yeah, wow, that's good, that's good. And sitting next to you, the one and only Kevin Keegan. Kev, 1,000 thanks for coming along.
My pleasure.
He was very good in his training.
Tremendous. I think Keith Berghamshaw nearly named him in the team.
Yes,
So I heard.
all them headings and all that. And you're going to see the match and everything. Are you excited?
Yes.
So after you've trained with your favourite team, there's every chance of you being picked for your school team and things like that, isn't there?
Yes.
Wow, very good. See, these guys today, ladies and gentlemen, are a little bit on the nervous side because it's all a bit much coming live from Wembley and going to see this superb match. Kevin, I wonder if I could ask you if you would give him his Jim will fix it badge, because that would
Love to
really
do
make
that.
his day.
Right. To the next superstar, eh?
Look at that.
That was a bit tight.
Wow.
Maybe that head hasn't got bigger since you went to Spurs, has it?
Oh. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And you wear this tracksuit with pride, OK?
Yes.
$64 question. Who do you think is going to win today?
Spurs.
Well, that's a surprising decision, isn't it? OK, right. Now, back to business. And we got a letter from Norwich, and it says here, Dear Jim, please could you fix it for me to see how footballs are made? Mark Harper, age 8. Well, now then, how footballs are made. We sent Mark to Huddersfield, where a very, very special football is being made. So you can see something which is quite unique, and you'll see it in action a bit later on today even.
Now, Mark, we'll begin the story about the football by showing you where the leather comes from, because all the footballs are made of very special leather. But leather only comes from the cows, and this is a big cowhide here, which once had the cow's legs on each corner, and there was its head down at this end. But when we're making a football, a very special football, like the Centenary Cup final ball, it has to be the best, isn't it? So we use the very soft, special leathers. And if you just rub your hand there, you can feel how soft the leather is.
What's this man doing now?
Well, now, Mark, we begin 2 stages which reduce the size of the pieces of leather that will go eventually to make up the 18 or the 25 panels that will go into the football. And so Tony now is laying on this rectangular shaped die, and he swings the head over and cuts it through. We're going to see Graham now. If you remember, we've just had all these squares cut out on the press machine, and here we have hundreds of these squares of leather, and so somebody has to sort them all out, and that's Graham's job.
Hello, Mark. What we're doing here is looking at different grades of leather, different creases. Also, we're looking for marks in the leather. See the scar there, Mark? Yes. That's where the cow is rubbed up against barbed wire. Now, we've got to throw all those out.
Now, Mark, let's pass these panels over to Tony so he can take it into the next stage of the ball, which is to have these 6 sections cut into the 25 panels that are going to make up the football.
You see, Mark, I'm using 4 different knives, and this will make up the 25-panel ball.
Hello, Mark.
Hello.
You brought me those to stamp?
Please.
Huh? Let me get the 2 then. You get 2 from me. Huh? 2 at the bottom. That's it. Put one in there for me. That's it. That's it. I'll show you what to do. Eh? Put the foil on. Put that in. Pull the handle down. Huh?
Yes.
Well, now, it's time now for those 25 panels to be put together. And this is where Wilf will show us how he's going to hand stitch every one of those panels and join them all together.
Hello, Will. Can you stitch this into the cup final ball, please?
Yes, so I'll put them down there in a minute, Mark.
Attention, please. This is a special announcement. Would Mark Harper kindly collect the FA Centenary Cup final ball and deliver it to Wembley Stadium?
Hey, is that the ball?
Yes.
Wow, you have got to be a very proud guy holding the ball they're going to use under your arm. It's got to be a big thrill, that, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, you give me that ball just for a minute, okay? Let me hold it too. Wow, the very ball they're going to kick around, that is really something. I don't think that a young gentleman like you has ever done this sort of thing before. It's quite tremendous. You take it back, because you must hold it until the last minute. Kevin, what do you think about that for a thrill for a young guy like this?
I think it must be a tremendous experience. I mean, for me to see a football be made, I've played football now for 15 years and I didn't realise all the work that went into it. I just kick them around. I'll kick them around with a bit more respect now.
Yeah, but I mean, here he is, look, I mean, see, when we're doing Jim Will Fix It, I always think of them, not me, and I think here is a guy growing up, you know, and is a sportsman, a sports follower, and he can say for the rest of his life that he had the cup final ball under his arm and he delivered it to us. I mean, that is a real thrill. Would you like to give him his Jim Will Fix It badge?
He's
Kevin?
top man now, isn't he?
Yeah, top man.
Won't be able to go back to school.
Wow.
Right.
Look at that.
Yeah, Jim's fixed it for you.
Double thrill. A double thrill. Take good care of that ball, because if you don't take good care of it, I don't know what's going to happen out here today. You're going to have to get a tennis ball or something like that. So you don't let anybody take it from you, okay? Until you deliver it to the referee, right?
Yeah.
Superb, superb. I must admit, ladies and gentlemen, that our grandstand friends here have been doing what I regard as classic Jim Will Fix It material when they did that amazing thing of showing those old cup final for anybody that telephoned in. I mean, that was real Jim Will Fix It stuff, and so I, again, applaud them for doing what they did. Now, we got a letter from Bexley in Kent. He said, "Dear Jim, I'm writing to see if you can fix it for me to meet the Manchester City team. I have supported them for nearly 5 years and haven't yet seen them play live. I'm hoping they will get through to the FA Cup final and then I can go and watch them.
Yours sincerely, Jared Lawrence. Well, we wondered what to do with Jared, and we thought that if we sent in to see the team and actually have breakfast with them this morning, if we could get the film done in time, etc., etc., it was a tall order, but we did it just like this. Really amazing.
Morning. What? Gerard?
How are you?
Morning, Jared. How are you now?
Hello, my son. How are you?
Right, thanks.
Good. Pleased to meet you.
This is Joe, as we call him.
See yourself down there. Make yourself at home.
He's a bit nervous.
You don't have to worry about
big day for him.
Big Joe Corrigan. He'll be all right. He'll sort all them out if you have any problems.
What strip are you wearing today?
Blue. If the players would rather have wore the black and stripes,
Black shorts.
they would rather wear
that. Because there's no real contrast in the colours, they've got to wear their...
Can I have some breakfast?
Yes, please.
Why did you want to wear the red and black one?
Well, we've never, Manchester City have never won a cup final in an all-blue strip. Every time they've won it, they've wore it in the second strip.
Who's taking the penalties?
Kevin Reeves. Dennis Stewart would take them if he was playing, but Kevin Reeves.
There's never been a penalty missed at Wembley, did you know? Nobody's ever missed a penalty at Wembley, so everyone could be the first.
In the cup final?
Yeah, in an FA Cup final.
Interesting thought, isn't it?
Yeah. What time, if there isn't any injuries, are you going to bring Tony Henry on?
Tony Henry.
Good question. Tony was going to ask that one.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I mean, you can never tell whether you're going to bring subs on or not. That's the nice thing is to have them, isn't it? You know, I suppose most managers would rather not have to use them because that means that either somebody's not playing so well or somebody's injured.
The good thing about having Tony, though, is that he can play really anywhere. You know, he can play up front, midfield, or in the back. You know.
Who's your favourite player?
Ray Ransom.
Is he?
Ray Ransom.
Usually plays, though.
Player Ray Ransom.
Well, I think Gerard, I think we've got to leave them now. You know, it's a big day for you, but it's an even bigger day for them. And let's just hope that from up there where you're looking at it, you enjoy it and thank them very much for putting up with us.
Yeah.
It's a busy day.
It's been a pleasure.
Good on, my son. Hope you enjoy it.
Good luck.
Have a good day.
Good luck.
Nice seeing you.
See you, Dad.
All the very best.
Good.
Have a good day.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Cheers. All the best. Come on, little fella. Let's go. Cheers. Have a nice day. Enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, let us into the secrets. What were those guys having for breakfast before a big match like this? Did you see what they're eating?
They have Rice Krispies.
Yeah, and I see that was a few quid. And were they eating, you know, things like bacon and eggs or porridge or what sort of thing? Were they on meat or vegetarians?
No, they weren't allowed to.
They weren't allowed to?
No.
Oh, I see. What, they weren't allowed to eat anything at all?
They were allowed to eat some stuff, cereal.
Yeah, because a lot of people, you see, before you get a match like this, which is a very, very vital thing for them, and their bodies are very vital to them, people, lots of young guys, and young gals for that matter, they wonder what they eat just before. You see what I mean, Kev? Whether you fill your body with carbohydrates, like before the marathon or whatever. Do you have any diet situation before you come on a big match?
Well, I like to eat fish, because white meat digests quicker. You know, steak tends to stay in your body about 24 hours.
Really?
And chocolate's very good too.
Is it really?
Or not.
Well, that's all good, vital information for would-be sportsmen, you see. Now then, in actual fact, we've got a special Jim will fix it badge here because his head was a bit too big for our tape, so we put a bit of light flex on it. So if you can work that on him, that'll be nice.
Manchester City win today, it'll never fit, will it, this one? There we go. Congratulations. Breakfast will never seem the same again, sorry.
Turn that round there. Right. And, of course, you realise that you are the guests of Grandstand, together with all the other guys on Fix It today, to watch the match. So that's a big thrill for you, yeah?
Yes.
You're looking forward to it?
Yes.
Who's going to win?
Manchester City.
Funny you should say that. Funny you should say that. Right. Now then, what have we here? We're having a very good time today. It's very nice, all live and exciting, and there's no people in yet. Oh, it's getting me going sitting here, doesn't it? I want to run around that track. I brought my tracksuit. I don't know whether anybody will let me run around the pitch before we start, but I brought it just in case. It's like, I took my harp to a party, nobody asked me to play. A letter from Woking in Surrey. Dear Jim, please will you fix it for me to have a ride on the Goodyear airship, which lives at Fair Oaks Airport, Chobham, very near me. It would make me very pleased. Yours sincerely, Jonathan Stewart. Well, now, we had a bit of a problem here because if we put Jonathan up in the airship as of now, it could be that he might not get the view of the match in specific detail that we would have liked him to get. So yesterday was a rehearsal day, and we sent him up in the airship yesterday, and of course our very good friend David was talking to him, and I think they had a very good time, as you can see right now.
Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? We could float among the stars together, you and I. For we can fly up and away, my beautiful balloon. The world's a nicer place in my beautiful balloon. It wears a nicer face in my beautiful balloon. We can sing a song and sail along the silver sky. Or we can up and away, my beautiful balloon.
Jonathan, we've got a marvellous picture looking through your window. What can you see from up there?
Well, I can see the Wembley Stadium, railway lines, the two domes that are next to the Wembley Stadium, and lots more that I really can't describe it. You can see all over London, Post Office Tower, the NatWest Tower. It's amazing up here.
And what sort of a journey is it in an airship? Does it compare well with an aeroplane?
Well, it's not the same as an aeroplane. You don't get the same feeling when you're actually taking off. So we took off from Fair Oaks in Surrey. The airship itself runs on helium, and then to make it go along, it's got some engines. The engine that I can see is on the side of the cabin.
I must say you're very knowledgeable about airships. Turn around, let's have a look at you, really. You can look at the camera if you would, Jonathan, we can see you there. You're very knowledgeable about airships. Of course, you live very close to the airfield, don't you?
Yes.
So you've sort of grown up with them, have you?
Yes, you could say that because, well, the Goodyear airship, every summer it comes over my school and our house, and I've always wanted to go on it since I was 3.
You've been watching since you were 3, have you?
Yes.
I must say, I've been watching you for the last 20 miles driving into Wembley, and you're stopping traffic in the streets, people are looking up. I actually saw 2 people bump into each other.
Oh!
Just tell me a bit more about the scene inside the cabin there. You look to be very close to the pilot, are you?
Yes, I'm very close. I'm sitting next to him, actually, and sometimes we either dive down or go straight up. It's very hair-raising when we took off, and sometimes you have to really look after the cameras and things because, well, you don't want them to fall over, do you?
And when you say hair-raising when you took off, what do you mean? What happened?
Well, we went up at quite an angle. Then we turned round and things, and it was very steep.
Was the climb very quick?
Fairly quick, yeah. It didn't take more than 2 minutes to get actually up here.
And how fast will the aeroplane go?
Pardon?
How fast will the airship go?
Well, at the moment, it's going between 30 and 40 miles per hour.
So I believe you're running out of fuel, in fact, so I've got to let you go. Did you know you were running out of fuel?
No.
Well, apparently you've got to go back to near your home.
Yes.
But just a little word about the cup final. If you were a football enthusiast, I'm not quite sure that you are, Jonathan, are you?
Well, I am. I play for school on lessons that we have on Mondays. I normally play sometimes in goal or in the forwards or somewhere like that.
How would you like to be playing down here at Wembley then?
I'd love it.
Would you? Are you a Spurs or Manchester City supporter?
Manchester City.
Are you really?
Yes.
So you're hoping they're going to win?
Yes.
Right. Would you be able to see the match from up there if it was taking place now? I mean, would it be a useful watching place?
it would be in some aspects, but you wouldn't be able to identify the players very well.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got a ticket for you, so if you come down now, you can come in and watch it.
Thank you very much.
OK, Jonathan, see you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There's a message just come to you from Mr. David Coleman, who says, could you stay in this studio during the match just in case he takes ill or whatever, because he would like you to be the commentator, because he thinks you're a spectacular commentator. And we would like to congratulate you, shake hands, on that very, very fine piece there. Are you always that confident with everything you do?
Not always that confident.
Have you ever been in such a situation before where you've had to commentate to 450 million people from an airship?
No, never.
There's not a lot of young men talk to 450 million people out of an airship, is there? In fact, I don't know if we can do it, but if you look at the monitor there, the airship is actually up there now, and it's recording live, and you could actually see yourself. If you wave just now, no, it can't be seen, but never mind. So it's actually up there looking at you down here at this precise moment. So there you are. Kevin, do you think that this young guy would make an efficient commentator?
Well, my opinion is yes, because his English is terrific.
Yeah?
But I think he'd make an even better pilot, you know? I didn't know they run on helium and things like that.
There you are. I think they float on helium.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, they run
now
on
then,
engines.
his badge, sir,
Right.
if I might ask you.
Hope he doesn't make a speech after this one.
Look at that.
There you are.
Thank
Look at that.
Congratulations.
Right. And you can watch the match from your vantage point with the rest of all these guys. Kevin, a million thanks.
My pleasure.
For being with us, because obviously you know that your presence here, this close to them, it's something that they'll live with forever and ever. And ladies and gentlemen, that's about it from our live Jim will fix it here from Wembley Stadium. So thanks to Grandstand indeed, and it's back to business to the Superman, David, over here. So there you go.
Thanks very much indeed, Jim. Well, so enjoyed that. Hope we've not fixed it too badly for you today, have we?
You have been nicking our game with all that going back to the old matches, and that's real Jim will fix it. You've given us a great idea. I think you might see a bit more of that.
You like that bit?
Oh, I love it, I love it. And congratulations to the technical team for making it work, because the trouble with this sort of programme, ladies and gentlemen, is it flows on and it looks easy, but I wish I could invite all the viewers back to see what actually happens, because it is quite nerve-wracking, really. And they're just like these pro guys, they just make it look too easy, that's it.
I'll tell you what, Jim, it's frightening me to death. Are we going to get a tip out of you for this cup final or not?
Yes, well, you see, there is a great preponderance of a North Country flavour, because we have a team from the north. We have Kevin here helping us, and we have Mr. Birkinshaw, who is a North Country man who is managing a southern team. So whilst I wouldn't be racist about it, I do say that we are in with a chance, but of course, such are the guys. I mean, who cares who wins? If we knew who would win, we'd all be rich.
OK, well, I hope you enjoyed it, Jim. Nice to see you too.
Great.
And didn't you have a good run in the London Marathon too? Right, well, we can have a look now at the Spurs Hotel. We saw Manchester City leaving earlier, and I think Spurs are just about on the way. They're staying in Hertfordshire, led out by Keith Birkinshaw. Physiotherapist following. Graham Roberts. Ricky Villa. Steve Archibald. Garth Crooks has been in such good form, not only on the field this season, but also in Jim will fix it. All mellow with a smile, and there's Glenn Hoddle, that talented midfield player. They say that Wembley's made for him, but this is the man who's waiting to play at Wembley. He said the day he signed, that's what he wanted. Osvaldo Ardiles, the Argentinian, and with him the club captain, Steve Perryman. Steve, who watched the FA Cup final back in '67 when Spurs played here, and I think just after that, as a youngster, signed for the club. But we're leaving the cup final scene now to go to racing at Lingfield. We're covering two races there, that's the 1 o'clock and the 1:30. Well, the 1 o'clock, a topical ring. The Ladbrokes Cup Final Stakes, 7 go, and here's Peter O'Sullivan.
And 1 is Rabdan, ridden by Lester Piggott. 2.